Good morning, my dear students. Today we are discussing the second part of gametogenesis and what we call it as oogenesis and also the structure of ovum. In the last class we have discussed about the spermatogenesis, which we call it as the sperm formation, and today we are discussing the next part, that what we call it as the oogenesis. So you already know that oogenesis is the female version of gametogenesis. So here it is the process of formation of female gamete or ovum, which is necessary for sexual reproduction, and the process we call it as the oogenesis. So you already know that the ovaries, which plays an important role here and begin to develop early in the fetal life of the female. So here there are two pictures. The first picture will shows the structure, shape and size and also the location of the ovary. Whereas the second picture, which will shows about histological details of ovary, you have already learnt in your earlier classes. So the ovary is a primary female reproductive organ, and when you take the shape and the size, it is greyish pink almond shaped structure and which measures about 2.5 to 3.5 centimeter long and 2 centimeter wide and 2 centimeter thick. So coming to the location, so here it is present in the abdominal cavity, one which is present on either side of the vertebral column, which is behind the kidney. So the next it is the ovary. When you take the histological details of the ovary, it has been divided into three important parts. So the outer germinal epithelium, so it is a single layer of squamous or low columnar cells that forms the external covering of the ovary. Second one, that is tubica albuginea, which is a middle layer of delicate connective tissue. And third one, which is a inner mass of connective tissue, and it is further divided into, that is the outer cortex and inner medulla, and it is lined with the germinal epithelium, which forms the ovarian follicle. So here each ovary, it is composed of about 4 lakh ovarian follicle, what you can see in the stroma region. So here is the picture, so which is you can see the first picture will see about the stages of oogenesis, and the second picture you can see what exactly happens in different stages of oogenesis with regarding to the ovary. So first one, the ovaries, they are inactive before puberty, but stroma already contain the immature follicle called primordial follicle. So this primordial follicle mature in about 28 days. They rupture and they release the ova, and the process you already know about it, that what we call it as the ovulation. So this germinal epithelium of ovarian follicle give over germ cells, that what we call it as the oogonia. So this oogonia, these are a tiny diploid germ cell that passes through mitotic division, and that will originate the primary oocytes. So here is the picture or a flow chart which will describes you the stages of oogenesis. Say oogenesis happens in the ovaries or female gonad. So this completes in 3 phases, that is where what we call it as multiplication phase, growth phase and maturation phase. So here oogenesis, in that the first phase, what with the word meaning has the meaning, that is multiplication phase. See here the primordial germ cells, they divide repeatedly to form oogonia. On, that means the egg. See here you can see the multiplication phase. The oogonium multiply by mitotic division and they form the primary oocytes, which then it will pass into the next phase, what we call it as the growth phase. See here this picture which clearly shows about the different phases. The first one, that is the primordial germ cells that will undergo meiotic division, and then you can see the presence, that is what we call it as the formation of oogonia. So here there what we call it as the proliferative phase, or it is also called as multiplication phase. So here the next phase, what we call it as the growth phase. So here the growth phase of primary oocyte, it is very long and it will varies from few days to many years, and that part what we call it as oogonium to the primary oocyte, that what we call it as the growth phase. See here the primary oocyte that during its formation. So these are the some of the changes which occurs during the growth phase. The primary oocyte increases many folds. First one, the size increases because of the accumulation or collection of reserve food like proteins and fats in the form of yolk, which happens in the growth phase. Due to heavy weight, it is usually concentrated towards the lower portion of the egg, which we call it as the vegetative pole. The portion of cytoplasm with egg pronucleus remain often, that will be separated from the yolk and occurs towards the upper portion of the egg, that will form the animal pole. Here the two poles will be formed, that is the upper portion of the egg what we call it as the animal pole, and the lower portion of the egg what we call it as the vegetal pole. So the next changes, that is the number of mitochondria increases in certain cases, and they are concentrated in some places to form mitochondrial clouds. This is the storehouse. And the increase of endoplasmic reticulum, and also you can see the activity of the Golgi complex also increases. And the formation of thin vitelline membrane, which is a protective membrane which happens to take place around the oocyte. Due to increase in the amount of DNA, nucleus and the number of nuclei, the nucleus sizes also increases during the growth phase. In the growth phase, nucleolar genes which codes for ribosomal RNA, and they are located in the nucleolar organizer region, which get multiplied to facilitate the rapid synthesis of rRNA. So this multiplication of genes without mitosis, it is known as gene amplification or redundancy. So these are the changes which happens to takes place when it enters to the, that is the second phase, what we call it as the growth phase. Nothing but the word itself has its meaning, the growth which happens in the egg. The next one, that the third phase, what we call it as the maturation phase. In the maturation phase, what happens? The nucleus of the oocyte undergoes two maturation division. So the first division, what we call it as the till, that is the first one, that is the first phase, and the second phase you can see the mitotic division, and here you can see in the third part you can see the meiotic division. The first division, what we call it as the meiotic division, as a result two haploid cells are produced. That means n number of cells are produced. In this division, cytokinesis is unequal. The large daughter cells with almost entire cytoplasm and the yolk forms the secondary oocyte. See here in the picture you can clearly seen that is the primary oocyte which is commencing with the maturation, and later on the cytokinesis is unequal and a large daughter cells with the entire cytoplasm and the yolk which forms the secondary oocyte. Along with that, while the smaller one with the n number, that what we call it as the haploid nucleus n, and almost without cytoplasm, forms the first polar body which is given off from the surface of the oocyte at the animal pole. So first that what you find, it is the secondary oocyte and along with the first polar body. Next, that is the secondary oocyte what has been formed with the haploid number of chromosomes undergoes second maturation division, or what we call it as second meiotic division. So we call it as the oocyte which will undergoes two maturation division. In that first one, that is first meiotic division, where exactly you can see secondary oocyte it is formed and along with the first polar body. Again the secondary oocyte with haploid number, that is n number of chromosome, undergoes second maturation division, or what we call it as the second meiotic division. So when this division happens, this is unequal and large one containing yolk, that what we call it as the ovum, and a small cell what we call it as the second polar body. First polar body and the second polar body. The first polar body may also divide, thus producing the total number of three polar bodies which degenerate or they get destroyed soon. As a result of oogenesis, that when you see the process, only one functional ovum it is formed from the primary oocyte. In most of the vertebrates, the first meiotic division occurs with the commencement of the growth phase, whereas the second maturation division occurs when the egg is activated or by the entry of the sperm. That will be different in different cases of animal. So this is what exactly the three phases of oogenesis. Starts with the multiplication phase or proliferative phase. Second one, that is the growth phase, where exactly many changes which happens in the growth phase, and the third one, that what we call it as the maturation phase. Coming to the next very important, how exactly you have learned about the structure of the sperm which is a result of spermatogenesis. Now you have to learn about, that is the structure of mammalian ovum. So here you already know that the ovum, it is the maternal haploid gamete and it is primarily concerned with receiving the sperm, and it is determined to develop into a fully developed multicellular organism after fertilization, or it can happen without fertilization, what you commonly called it as parthenogenesis. So here what we call it as, it is generally with reserved food and it is genetically programmed. So here it is a diagram which shows about the female gamete, that what we call it as the ovum. So the ovum, it is generally spherical non-motile gamete with yolky cytoplasm, and it is enclosed in one or more egg envelopes. Envelopes nothing but covering of the egg. And the size of the ovum varies in different animals, depends upon the amount of yolk. The size of the ovum varies from 10 micron to a few centimeter. Human ovum is microlecithal, that means the amount of yolk what you find it is less. We call it as the microlecithal with large amount of cytoplasm. So that cytoplasm it is differentiated into outer, smaller and transparent exoplasm or egg cortex and inner, larger and opaque, that what we call it as endoplasm or ooplasm. So here the cytoplasm can be differentiated into exoplasm or what we call it as egg cortex, or that is the next one it is endoplasm or that is ooplasm. So the egg cortex which consisting of some that is the cytoskeletal structures like microtubules and microfilaments, pigment granules and cortical granules of mucopolysaccharides, whereas the inner one what we call it as endoplasm, it is with the cell organelles, tRNAs, histones and the enzymes. This is what the structure, that is the cytoplasm, where it has been divided into exoplasm and endoplasm. Coming to the very important structure of the ovum, that is the nucleus. So this nucleus of the ovum you can see in the picture, it is large and it is blotted with nucleoplasm and it is called germinal vesicle. Nucleus is eccentric, that means it is not at the center. So human ovum has a polarity. The side of the ovum with nucleus and the polar body is called animal pole, while the opposite side what we call it as the vegetal pole. And here the nucleus, that what we call it as eccentric nucleus. The next part, first what we have learnt about the cytoplasm, second we have learnt about the nucleus, and the third part in that what we call it as egg envelopes. That means the covering of the egg. So first outer most envelope what we call it as corona radiata. So it is the thick outer coat which is formed of radially elongated follicular cells, and between the vitelline membrane and the next layer what we call it as the zona pellucida, there is a narrow perivitelline space. So this corona radiata it is formed of follicle cell, you can see in the picture. So next to the corona radiata there is a zona pellucida. So here you can see the black thick layer, that what we call it as zona pellucida, which is a thick, transparent and non-cellular, and it is partly secreted by the follicular cells and also partly which is secreted by the oocyte. And the third envelope what we call it as the vitelline membrane, or it is also called as plasma membrane. That means the innermost layer which is a transparent and it is secreted by the ovum itself. The egg that carries the chromosomes from the female parent. So this is about the egg envelopes and also the structure of the mammalian ovum. Thank you.